What did you think, though, of the comments that Gasperini had? Because
I'm a little bit surprised.
You could say I agree with what you're saying, but also then you could just handle that behind closed doors. To go out into the press conference and say that and now make it public, for me,
but not only that, he was extremist about it. He said one of the worst penalty kick takers I've ever seen. Yes, he had a really bad penalty kick once when for Fulham, or against Everton against Fulham, where he chipped. It was a horrendous Panenka. Like, sure, but this is a guy that scored a hat-trick in a Europa League final for you. He's beloved at the club, African Player of the Year. You're eliminated. It feels like you're projecting a little bit something else if you hang him out to dry. The guy, he's the one that got you guys back into the game. I don't know. It seemed a little bit extreme.
Hey yo! It's your boy Young Gordy, and right about now I'm back with another video for you. Let's get right into it. No car park, come on, let's go! Okay, so straight to the point. Atalanta got eliminated from the Champions League round of 32. You feel me? Losing at home 3-1 to Club Brugge on aggregate score 5-2. Now, before then, they actually lost away to the same club 2-1 in the absence of Ademola Lookman, who actually has been absent for pretty much 7+ games, you feel me, since he got injured. Now, whenever teams like that, they lose a particular game first leg, you expect them to bring their A game second leg, not to talk of when it's going to be their home game. But surprisingly for Atalanta, first half they were down by 3 goals. Now, he took until the introduction of Ademola Lookman in the second half, which he actually scored a goal within the first minute of his being introduced into the pitch. However, that same player would later get a penalty, you feel me, the team will later get a penalty, and Ademola Lookman, in trying to play the penalty, was feeling miss on some real shit, no cap.
Back from injury. Oh, it's saved!
Now, judging from that penalty which you just watched, this is not a cliche statement in that anytime a player gets to play a penalty, no matter how the penalty was played, as long as the player scores it, it's a well-taken penalty. And whenever a player plays the penalty, whenever it's missed, it's a poorly taken penalty or a poor penalty being taken, you feel me? No. But with the fact that Lookman chose speed and power over timing and placement, actually made the penalty a poorly executed one. Usually in football, if you play regularly, you would know that timing and placement, especially in a penalty case, is always like 9 or 8 out of 10 will always help you to finish better. But speed and power will always, like, probably 4 times or 5 times out of 10 will always fail you, you feel me? And Ademola Lookman did exactly just that. But that isn't even the issue of this case. What is making this shit go crazy, or everybody talking about it, is what Gasperini, who is the coach of Atalanta, had to say in response to Lookman missing the penalty. Check it out.
Ademola Lookman is one of the worst penalty takers I have ever seen. He wanted to take the penalty after scoring a goal. He took the ball despite Retegui and De Catalara available to take it. I don't like what Lookman did.
Now, just so you know, this is the same Lookman that scored a hat-trick against Bayern Leverkusen, who had never lost a game until they played Atalanta in the Europa League finals, you feel me? Now, why am I saying this? A lot of times, persons be in their emotions and be in their feelings, and they feel spill shit, no cap. Is it wrong for a coach to come out and express himself when his player performed, below expectations? No. However, how he says it is what could be questioned, which in this case, Gasperini did not just state the fact that Lookman missed the penalty, but he kind of like defamed him, calling him the worst penalty taker you have ever seen. Now, mind you, a whole lot of persons would say, oh, I saw this particular one video of Lookman where he took a penalty against Fulham. Bro, that's like 4 years ago.
It's Lookman. Oh, what's he done there?
Since Lookman came to Atalanta, the nigga has improved. Like his first season, I think he got about 12+ goals and assists, or 12 goals and 15 goals and assists if I put everything together. His second season, he went on to win the Europa League for them, which now he is the African best player currently. Even this season, like on some real shit, I know this is personally my opinion, but I feel like Gasperini before now always find a way or two to show that his team can do better or can play just as good when Lookman is there and when he's not. But actually, whenever Lookman gets introduced, he always proves him wrong inevitably. Why am I saying this? When Lookman went for AFCON, the team were playing good, but before he went, he was actually a starter there. After the AFCON, Lookman seemingly lost his shirt. He was being substituted, even though each time he comes in, he plays very well. And thank God when he put Lookman in the finals, he scored a hat-trick. Now, this season started the same thing, just because of a little speculation about PSG wanting to sign Lookman, and it wasn't even so sure yet. This guy benched Lookman for the starting of their games, and guess what? They were losing. They weren't consistent. Until he started introducing Lookman, his team went on a streak. Now, talking about blaming a player for missing a penalty, we all know that since Cope Miners left Atalanta, the issue of them and their penalty has been that of Napoli since Insigne left Napoli, where Kvaratskhelia, Osimhen, Politano, and what have you, they struggled to, Zielinski, they struggled to take penalties and to find a consistent penalty taker for them because they've not been able to replace Insigne. Now, Retegui took a penalty against Arsenal earlier on in the Champions League, and they drew because he missed the penalty. The game ended 0-0.
Saved! The Retegui's there again! Saved again!
Lookman has actually gone ahead to take penalty against Napoli, and he scored. We rarely see the Catalara stepping up to take penalties, okay? And we rarely see Anderson, or maybe even, who am I not calling now? Scamacca has been injured. So what am I trying to say? The issue of this penalty being taken was every day going to be between Lookman and Retegui. And Lookman missed, no problem. But is that how you speak to a player who has been very effective and efficient? Is that how you speak about the player in public? If you want to crash out, it's okay, it's possible. We are all humans. You crash out with the player, with the rest of the team, or with the player alone. Not coming out to throw him out like that for persons to jump on him and criticize him all the same. If you would ask me just before I go to the media to show you what people are saying on Twitter, I feel like this is another Osimhen and Napoli script being, rescripted over and over again. But this is the response of the public. Check it out.
He's right about the penalty though. Lookman's technique on pens is quite poor, but it's a strange way to talk about your best player who came on and gave you a sniff of a chance. Italians are never beating the allegations. As long as you are an African in an Italian team, you are just one mistake, one missed clear-cut goal, penalty or little loss of form to being a scapegoat. We have seen it different times over. Ademola Lookman should have left Atalanta in the summer. This is a guy who has been carrying the team, and it was proven as they were struggling while he was injured. Shouldn't go to the media to trash talk him like that. Even the designated penalty takers do miss the PK sometimes. Why trash talking him? But poor PK by Lookman anyways. Truth is, Lookman had no business taking that penalty when Retegui and De Catalara were on the field, but Gasperini should not be saying this about his player. Retegui missed the penalty kick against Arsenal. Had he converted, Atalanta would not have been playing in the playoffs. The same Retegui also missed a penalty against Torino, which caused them to drop from first to third place, and he has never made a statement like this about him.
And now, just to wrap up this whole discussion, one thing I am super excited about is the fact that even though majority of the comments were from Nigerians, many of them actually said, oh, that penalty was poorly taken by Lookman. So it's not like they're trying to cover up anything for Lookman. But this is your number one player. And it doesn't mean that he's not supposed to be criticized. We've seen coaches come out to complain when a person who is supposed to take a penalty did not take it and another person took it and stuff like that. You feel me? But coming out to say Lookman is the worst, like publicly say so, that's crazy. Already persons are saying Lookman should leave the club. He shouldn't allow Napoli or Atalanta do to him what Napoli did to Osimhen. Like, it's crazy. Like, we've seen this case before. We've seen it, like, we've seen the script before. Osimhen would go to win, the Scudetto, if I'm not wrong, for Napoli, which they happened to win in 3 years or 33 years, hitherto. And then they did what they did to him. On the other hand, Atalanta, Lookman will go ahead to score a hat-trick for them against Bayer Leverkusen to win a Europa trophy, which Gasperini has not won in years, or has never won, you feel me? And this is what you say about him? It's just crazy. Let me know what you think on the comment section right down below. With this, I'm going to come to the end of my statement, and I'll keep you posted if more news comes, because persons are going crazy. Everybody's talking about Lookman. You have to leave right now, especially Nigerians. This is not how you treat the African best player, like currently, you feel me? So let me know what you think on the comment section right down below. If you're new to my channel, kindly please subscribe. If you're not new and for some reason you're still not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so I don't know what you're waiting for. With this, once more, I'm finna say peace. It's your boy Young Gotti, no kappa. Bye-bye!